what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. I am Nadeska here with Akademiks and Wayno. I'm sorry I flaked on work yesterday. I was having some internet issues, but you guys had a good episode?
I heard you were playing hooky, you know what I mean? It's either that or I heard that the internet bill wasn't paid. I mean, that's kind of
It's been a difficult year for me, Ak. It's been a difficult year.
We was definitely on here wilding a little, you know what I mean, without having Nadeska mom supervision, you know what I mean? We was on here wilding a bit.
Because Nadeska really be giving like little eye twitches, like, all right, nigga, we finna rap now. Okay, next topic. Okay, like
it's usually
we
for you, long-winded man. You would talk until the end of time if we let you, which is cool. We appreciate you, Ak. But I have to ask before we get into the show and before you get into some kind of rant. Yesterday was National Voter Registration Day. Are you guys all registered to vote? Akademiks, let's start with you.
I gotta fill out this thing and send it in. They sent it to my crib, like for real.
I'm probably going to do
that's
a no.
Wait, how we real talk? How we voting this year? Like, we showed up to a place where everything's absentee ballots.
I'm probably
going to just send a little ballot thing in.
Yeah, same. Just for safety. Wayno?
I was actually gonna ask Akademiks because yesterday I did something really dope with the New Georgia project called Twitch to Vote, where I was encouraging gamers and other people to go out there and vote. So I want to know if my co-host, you know, this is my guy. I want to know if he made sure, because I know you are, Nadeska. I ain't worried about you. I had to make sure my guy is registered. Act, you need to get on that today. We're not gonna play around, right?
No, I'm gonna get registered. Okay. You know?
No, but I'm registered to vote. I did it online. It's easy.
More about the process because you can't even go in the malls without like everybody being 10 feet apart. How do we actually vote? Voting day is gonna be a very busy day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah, don't let that discourage you. I mean, of course, you can do mail-in voting. That's cool. It's safe, and your ballots are going to count. Just make sure you all register before the deadline. If you do nothing else, register right now. Let's get into the show. So earlier this week, we talked about Migos. You guys both put them on the clock. Said it's been a while since they dropped a big song. They're losing some momentum, and it seems like the news got back to them, and they had some thoughts. So, Ak, you spoke to some people from QC. How did that go?
Well, first and foremost, we ain't really put them on the clock. We agree that they're on the clock. The fans did it. This is a fan question, to keep it real. By the way, you know, that's from our On the Clock segment. Usually we pick an artist and we kind of like, you know, hash it out whether they are or not. Truth be told, I felt like I was being pretty fair yesterday. Where actually it was a couple days ago when we talked about them. Migos are on the clock. And, you know, I did have a conversation with, first of all, I should have knew something was going on because I see a bunch of 470 numbers. I think that's like Atlanta area code, like 30 of them. I'm like, yo, wait, somebody leaked my number? And then I even open my DMs. I see like 10 verified check marks, like accounts hit me. But anyway, no, I spoke to Offset. Yo, salute to my man Offset. And I'm not going to lie, yo, I want to really give him credit for being mad reasonable in understanding and saying, hey, yo, listen, I listened to the segment and I felt you were saying some shit that we needed to hear. And I kid you not. And that's why I'm giving all the credit to Offset. He literally said, I want you to expound on those things. And we had like about 30-minute conversation where, for the most part, he was listening. He was like, yeah, he asked me, what feels different? What looks different? Why do you think this is happening? And for him, it was about gaining information. You know, I know, of course, like, you know, by the way, everybody knows Migos are my favorite group. That's a fact. But, yo, being a fan sometimes also comes with, like, critiquing your artist. You got to kind of hold them accountable. Like, you can't leave that to the haters because the haters can't wait for them to fall. I just feel like the Migos, who people have tried to write them off at least twice before, they're one of the only groups I know could heat up at any moment. But that has to come with the understanding that things look a little different. By the way, I spoke to Quavo also because I see people, you know, like, they're like, yo, Quavo tweeted at you. It's nothing like what people might be thinking. Like, obviously, they're saying, yo, they got some great music coming. They're like, yo, we want to give you the preview because if you thinking that we don't got some shit in the tuck, we'll give you the little exclusive preview and see what's up. Also, pertaining to Saweetie, I think I was relatively nice to Saweetie. But, you know what I mean? Like, when I critique rappers, I don't really care if it's, you know, such and such girl or such and such is a man or woman. I'm critiquing rap skills, just rap skills, right? And you know, I'm not that sold on her still, you know. So maybe that could change. But as far as the Migos, listen, I'm glad that they kind of felt a little personally offended by that because maybe it was a realization that they didn't even like. Sometimes you got to read the room, and I think even watching other people on social media chime in like, "Wait, what did Act say wrong?" or "Yo, whatever." They could tell that the sentiment is different.
I mean, the biggest thing about it was it's just who the messenger is. You know what I mean? I think people are bothered sometimes that you're the messenger. I don't think that you said or me said anything that was too off. You know, we both said that, you know, the Migos, we love the Migos for what they do best. It's just that, you know, it does seem like the energy is off in their world a bit.
Well, look, I'm glad you guys had a conversation. Sorry, Ak, I was just going to say, the segment wasn't malicious by any means, like you're both saying. I think we're all fans of Migos. We've all supported the Migos. It was more constructive criticism, and it did come from the fans. So I'm glad that, you know, they were receptive to some of that, and they're willing to play the music. So when are you going to hear this music?
Listen, I told Quavo like either next week or the week after, let's set something up. You know, he said, yo, listen, we don't care where you at, we'll pull up. Let's really chop it up and actually get you to listen to some of the stuff we got coming out, because, you know, again, wasn't a malicious comment, but I did say by the end of the year, I want to see things look a little different with them. And I think that's about building momentum. I will say Offset agree that, you know, them being together more and being seen together more as a trio, not just everyone doing their own thing, is definitely something that, you know, he thinks is important.
Absolutely.
By the way, are they ever going to come on Everyday Struggle? They've only had one cameo on this show that was
right.
not necessarily pleasant, although it was memorable. It'd be cool to just have them come actually talk about the music sometime.
Listen, that's top.
P,
that's one of the top movies of the decade, yo. That's one of the top situations in hip hop ever. Like, for real. Like,
Hey, P, we got to set that up. You know why? Because like with moments like the Twitter like little back and forth is cool, but like honestly, coming on here that you could actually hear opinions live and talk about it on a public forum, because also you like it always seems like people are hating if you can't get a chance to respond. You get me?
right.
Very true. All right, looking forward to hearing new music from the Migos and to having them on Everyday Struggle at some point. Let's get into some music. Today for Hit Brick or Wait on It, I want to highlight some of our R&B guys. Let's start with Bryson Tiller. He has a new project on the way, his first album in 3 years. The new song is called Always Forever. Let's start with you, Wayno.
I say wait on it. I mean, Bryson never could question his skill. I just think like the song, if you're not a like hardcore, unforgiving, I love everything Bryson Tiller does fan, it sounds a little bit dated. And then as I'm looking on it, I'm like, damn, Bryson ain't really dropped nothing since 2017, since like Wild Thoughts. I mean, he's been on features with her and a few other people, but you know, this record is just, it's cool. But it doesn't give me a feel of like, oh, Bryson is back or this is the one. And I don't think that he intended that when he dropped the record. It sounds like a record that he just wanted to put out to let people know he still got it. But I'll wait on it for now. It doesn't seem like, you know, a hit to me. It's definitely not a brick.
Yeah, of course I'm going to wait on it with this particular record. By the way, I think I remember seeing Bryson in one of the Tory Lane's, like, you know, quarantine radio things. And he was like, oh, this guy, Ak, you don't like nothing. I do like your music, Bryson. But I'm going to say I'm gonna wait on this because this kind of felt a little mid in terms of if this is a rollout for something, like this wouldn't be the first thing I drop. You get me? This feels like a cool cut, but I don't think this is the joint, right? So I'm gonna wait on it. By the way, it's R&B sometimes plays out better just over time than rap. So I'm gonna wait on it. But I am very excited in his new music. Yo,
So
I still the second album that people be like getting at him for, I bump that album all the time. Run Me Dry is fucking like almost classic to me. Go ahead.
So Ak, my question is like, I mean, if he is making a rollout, I mean, you don't want to throw your royal flush out first, right? Like it seems like a record.
Yo, it's been too long. We haven't heard from him. You heard what Carl Cherry said? Yo, that window of let's call it window of opportunity.
Right.
It's very like niggas is gonna give you 1-2 songs and then be like, all right, man, this guy is, you know what I mean? So I think you gotta hit him over the head. Sledgehammer.
I mean, but I think this time, right now, whenever Bryson does drop an album, this is what we see, like what his status really is in the game, because Frank Ocean don't drop shit. And if he drop one song tomorrow, like that shit'd go up insane. Like if he drops an album, I say more likely an album, like it goes crazy. So let's see if when he drops his full body of work, if people gonna go crazy for it like they used to.
All right, Frank the Unicorn. So the next song is from Brent Faiyaz. It's called Dead Man Walking. So he dropped a really dope EP at the top of the year called Fuck the World and told me he was going to drop a ton more music, but obviously things have been a little bit crazy this year. What do you guys think about this record? Akademiks.
Hey, listen,
since you're now a new fan.
As a curator of vibes and also, you know, a R&B connoisseur, like myself, I have to let y'all know, man, I became a fan of Brent Faiyaz about 10 hours ago. I kid you not. Like, literally. I kid you not, okay? He has a song called Talk Something, and the beat sounds like some 90s R&B type of shit, and I was like, oh, wow, wait. We have actually new R&B artists sounding like they can fit in other eras because, you know what I mean? Some of this new R&B shit, I'd be like, man, come on, get over it. I don't want to hear about your anxiety. Anyway, this particular song I'm rocking with, I'm going to call it a hit for him. I think this particular song, I like it, but maybe it's because I'm a new fan. I don't know. So I like the sound. I like everything he's putting out. Or what I've heard in the 10 hours.
In 10 hours doing so. But Akademiks, just dig through the catalog this weekend because Nadeska been trying to put you on the Brent Faiyaz. I definitely co-signed it. Like, dude just asked for shit for a minute. And you always try to play it off like you ain't really trying to jack that or hear it. Mr. I'm the curator of vibes. Get in a little bit more in tune with him.
No, he's fired. Now, I'm telling you, yo, literally 2 a.m. You already know it's 2 a.m. So come on now, right? Need some vibe setter. You know what I mean? Play the song like, oh, this it.
This guy.
Well, I think it's a hit in Nadeska.
Okay, thank you, Wayno. All right, looking forward to more music. Look, quick plug. Check out my show R&B Now on Apple Music on Friday morning. You'll hear music like this all the time, plus interviews from people like Brent Faiyaz. You don't have to wait for Akademiks to pretend like he's gonna put you on to an artist. And go check out that EP.
Me on the show. I'm an R&B connoisseur.
What would you talk about on the show? All right, you know what, Ak, why don't you take us through some numbers
or something like that? Like, come on, I would talk about like the poppin' R&B people. Anyway, numbers segment. We didn't get to it yesterday because Nadeska was clearly on the phone with Optimum Online the whole day. Anyway, wait, where's my numbers segment? I gotta go back. Give me 1 second. Oh man. No.
Do you want me to start for you? NBA Youngboy debuting at number one.
Don't try to hijack my segment. I'm just trying to let you know that NBA Youngboy top album actually debuted at number one, selling 126,000 copies first week. His highest selling album to date. Also, I saw a really crazy stat. By the way, rap is turning into ESPN these days. Like, yo, he's a artist he's the second fastest artist with 3 number one albums. So pretty much in the last year, he dropped 3 albums that all debut number one. Pop Smoke's album, not debut, but it did about 74,000 copies this week. It was at number 2. Juice WRLD held at number 3 with 54,000. And Big Sean's Detroit 2 actually went to number 6, selling 40K. Lil Baby did 40K as well. Rod Wave did 30K. And yeah, I mean, Cardi B and the WAP, the WAP team, they still hold down number 1. And Durkio, The Voice, along with my man Orbs, they're still at number, 3? Because I think Dynamite passed them for a week. But yeah.
Yo, Cardi's team sent me a WAP umbrella. If any of you would like to, literally, it's a black umbrella with a WAP in giant pink letters.
What?
If any of you would like this gift, I would be happy to send it over.
I'm gonna reserve comment on this. A WAP umbrella. This could have many different meanings. I don't even want to touch this topic. Okay.
I'll just say that's great marketing.
All right, here's a quick numbers question for you guys from one of our fans. His name is Glenn Styles. He says, everyday struggle. If someone like Akademiks hosts a streaming party and let's say 30,000 people tune in, should that not count towards streams?
I would say it should count, but also, it probably does already encourage other people to go stream it by just the promotion. So I do think labels initially looked at it like, yo, hey, when they saw even streamers who are maybe gamers or whatever, some gamers pull 100,000 people. They used to play Juice WRLD songs and they would get a copyright strike because, of course, the label was thinking 100,000 people just listened to Juice WRLD and we didn't get whatever proceeds from that. But in reality, that type of a streaming party, even when someone's passively playing your music and they have a large audience, keep in mind the audience ain't there for the music sometimes. You have to call that promotion. You got to chalk it up and call it promotion. That's why I think back in the day, remember those for promotional use only? Hey, promotion comes in different ways in the digital era. So, yeah, while it should count theoretically, you're probably going to get those streams back from those people being exposed to it.
That's interesting.
I agree.
Wayno, this next question, maybe you can answer, please, because it's clearly from Axe Burner account. Akademiks says, with SoundCloud being dull, how are artists supposed to make it? There doesn't appear to be a lane where one could become prominent. Should they reach out to people within the industry? As fans buy into industry plans, it seems like that's the only way to go.
Man, I mean, you know what? I don't really like the disrespect to SoundCloud. I mean, SoundCloud is still a very prominent platform for
Washed
upcoming
up.
artists, but you still got, but listen, you still have other platforms like Audio Mac, who that's making it a little bit more interactive. You can see your numbers, they got the playlist. And what I learned is that Audio Mac is really big for worldwide artists, for artists overseas. A lot of artists overseas take advantage of Audio Mac. But the thing about it is there's no direct line to how you can be successful as an up-and-coming artist in the game. You just got to work. I know that sounds pretty simple, but you got to do whatever it is you're doing, keep doing it every day until you make an impact one way or another. I mean, that could just be sharing your music amongst your 50 followers and getting your streams from 500 to 600, in a week. Just keep working at it every day and eventually you're going to see the results. It's like going to the gym. Act knows nothing about that, but, repetition, repetition is definitely the key to success. So
I don't
keep
know why
grinding out there,
Wayno's
y'all.
capping. Listen, yes, the landscape has changed. If you want to get noticed, you got to do a few things. SoundCloud used to be the de facto upload on there, build an audience. People will see that audience. You will get signed or contacted. These days, to be honest, if you do know somebody like Wayno, it probably is good to, like, Wayno's an A&R. If you don't know, he send your music to him. But also, like, these days, it's more, at least from my perspective, getting visibility through social media. So you see artists trying to grow their Instagram to just kind of show a following, because these days labels ain't even signing over the music. They're signing over the audience you've already built and what it could probably be. So if it looks like your Instagram is lit, you got mad comments, people are rocking with you already, fuck what the music sounds like. I'm just, again, they're making a business decision. Hey, we could get this guy, turn his following of maybe 10,000 into 100,000, and we're going to get some money. And again, I do believe that for artists, they got to use their social media. And for other people who ain't good at social media, you better have some type of connect. Also, TikTok is a big thing too. Listen, personality is selling more than music these days for some artists. And you got to take advantage of it if that's the type of artist you are.
Well, that's why I started real quick. That's why I started, the tapped in playlist with Audio Mac, where I give like up and coming independent artists, a chance to be on my playlist. The first one I did, I put about 16 and 17 tracks on it. It did about like 120,000 streams in 2 weeks. And it's all people who are unsigned and people I've never heard of. I've really just been like going on live, listening to the music, engaging. So I even use tactics to try to find new up and coming artists. So definitely, just keep working out there.
Yeah, if you guys ever feel discouraged, I don't know if either of you follow the Pigeons and Planes Instagram account. I love it. It's one of my favorite, especially when they do their research. But they always post artists. I feel like recently was someone like Playboy Cardi celebrating getting 50 new followers overnight, just so you could see the come up has taken a while if you guys feel discouraged. But in terms of social media numbers, I know that engagement is really important. Someone just threw out the number 10,000. So Wayno, from a label perspective, when you're looking at an artist, are you looking for a specific minimum number of followers, or is it more the engagements? Are you looking to see if there are a lot of comments, for example?
So I'll tell you the difference between what I look for and what the labels look for, right?
Okay.
So for me, I usually look for, I look at the talent. I'm looking at the music. I'm looking at that first and foremost. Then I look at the engagement, because a lot of people, you could be fooled out here. Like you could buy bots. Like anybody can have 1 million views by tomorrow, but if there's no real engagement, you know that the views are insufficient. Now the labels, what they really looking at is your shit jumping all over like the charts. They got independent charts that they look at and they're monitoring, the spikes in the algorithms to see, okay, this kid has grown 3,600 followers over last week over this one song that's streaming 200,000 times a week. That's how they're determining the deals. For me, I mean, there's a little bit of that in how I look at stuff, but I'm more predicated on the talent, because I also don't want to sign artists and attach my name to something just because it's a flash in the pan and some shit that's going on at the moment. And then 2 weeks later, it fizzles out. So I'm looking more at the talent. A lot of people at labels, they just really look at the numbers.
Okay.
Also, I'll add to it. As I said, I think in terms of music discovery and like for new artists trying to build a career, again, SoundCloud is cool, but like if you're trying to break yourself as an artist, I just think that it's dead for that. Um, YouTube, I think YouTube is a new SoundCloud in terms of you put the same music up, but these days visuals sell a lot. So
Right.
you put it up with a video, like shit. There's a couple artists who like their video kind of went viral and people kind of bought into them. So I think people should look into using YouTube as way to express yourself and also get an audience.
Well, SoundCloud definitely isn't dead, because when Uzi's SoundCloud got hacked the other day, Akademiks definitely got excited for a few minutes because he thought new music was coming. But Uzi and Future did just drop a trailer for their new collab project. Are you guys excited for this?
I don't really know if I am. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't really know if I am. Like I like when they collab though. Like I love What's Up. I love Too Much Sauce. But Paddock was cool. But the other song, like I haven't really listened to them since Paddock and that other record dropped. I can't remember the name of it. Future and Uzi are odd pairing to do a tape together. But I mean, it just depends on the music for me. Me seeing like the little clips of them playing together and doing stuff, it doesn't really excite me for music.
I'm excited to see both names. I like both artists, but I'm gonna be very honest. I don't think both artists are as excited as fans are, because the project was about to come out. It kind of got pushed back. Like they're pretty vague and even talking about it. Like it's like
It's kind of weird.
I don't know. It don't feel like either or is heavily invested into it. Like, hey, listen, this is like a project that we're putting out. Feels like maybe just a couple collection of songs, and that's it. Because think about when Future did "What a Time to Be Alive," even Super Slimy, right? Even World on Drugs. You literally saw him like treat it like an album. There was so much behind it. This shit, it's like they shot one fucking movie in a parking lot and they've been releasing piece of the video each and every time, and we get a record. The whole thing just looked truncated. So I'm gonna say I don't think. I'm gonna say I don't think they're that invested into it. So while it looks good on paper, this might be just a bunch of songs they had in the tuck that the label had to put out.
What's in it for them if neither of them are invested? Uzi and Future are both big artists on their own right. It doesn't seem like they would need to force a collab project if they don't like it.
A nice check, I think. I think like I mean, for Uzi signed to Atlantic, Future signed to Epic. I think for both of them, to get their labels to okay and sign off on this, like it's going to take a pretty nice chunk of money. So I would say like, yeah, what's in it for them is a nice chunk of bread.
Right. A nice check, but also I think it's the way for them to put out songs that otherwise wouldn't have made their solo projects without getting the scrutiny of people looking at it like a solo project. You get me? That's a perfect reason, artists get on collab tapes. Hey, I got this song, ain't really my favorite, but it's kind of finished. Maybe you could put some sauce on it. So I think that's what it is.
All right. So in the meantime, fans have started a petition on change.org to get 21 Savage to drop Savage Mode 2. I think at the point we're talking about, it has well over 50,000 signatures. People clearly want this album. Do you guys think it's coming soon? He teased us back in 2019. And what are your expectations for this project when it comes?
It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Just trust me. It's coming soon. But I will say, in terms of expectations, like, I listened to the first Savage Mode joint, and I'm thinking, could 21 kind of tap back into that bag? But I do think he's like grown a lot. My expectations is how, with all the growth, right, and knowing what that first Savage Mode mixtape meant. Yes, he's still linking with Metro, but how does that manifest in terms of new music? Because you know how fans are. If you do a series, you're always going to be compared to your last, and sometimes your last could be the rawest shit you ever done. And sometimes they're kind of resistant to a little change or growth, but who knows? 21 and Metro, they're like literally like Kobe and Shaq. So we'll see.
I think, like listening to the first like Savage Mode, it's definitely not going to sound like that.
That shit was ignorant. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I think 21 was just in another place. Like I think he was on the cusp of like getting to that next bag. So he was a little bit more hungry. Not to say that he raps with any less intensity and shit, but I think what to Ax's point, what's gonna come out of it is more hit making. I think that 21 over the years has gotten better at making hit records, and he doesn't force it. He runs his own pace. Like 21, I know people going probably try to get on me for this, but he reminds me of Kevin Durant. Like Kevin Durant runs at his own time. I mean, 21 runs at his own time. He do shit when he want to do it. He do it how he want to do it. And then when he does it, you can't really complain about it. So I think that like when they do drop Savage Mode, it's definitely going to be a moment, but we got to look for what new ideas they come up with. We can't compare it to the last one for real.
That's
different
fair.
time.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're coming up on the last 3 months of the year very quickly, but it looks like we still have some great projects to look forward to. So, guys, thank you for sending your fan questions. Keep sending those. We're on Twitter at Everyday Struggle with 2 Gs. Make sure you register to vote. Make sure you fill out your census. And otherwise, we'll see you here tomorrow on Everyday Struggle.
Damn, census. Yo, look at y'all, man. With all these plugs today.
Hey, man, we got to get the people out there, man. We got to help do our part.